Okay, so this I kind of forgot about. So we are a little bit more chaotic than usual. But this is my book haul, my London book haul from my last video, which was the London travel vlog. And I am not particularly going to talk about these in order of when I got them because I'm just up, so I can't quite remember that. So the first books that I'm going to talk about we got from the British Library. We went to an exhibit that was on. It was a very good exhibit, beautifully presented, way too many people in a very small space and not enough seats. But for that reason I'm very appreciative that we have this little kind of accompaniment to the exhibit. There was a very lovely little film, which obviously is not going to be included here, but I haven't really read it in depth. I've had a quick flick through. It is presented beautifully. It covers more than the exhibit did, which I'm very grateful for because it was really fascinating and I'd love to know more about it. So really looking forward to this. I also really love the British Library's collections, specifically, that's the wrong book, specifically their Tales of the Weird collection. And they had an offer on, so I had to take them up in that. The first was, my book group reads quite a few of these and I missed out on this one last year. It's The Weird Tales of Dorothy K. Haynes, edited by Craig Lamont with a foreword by Johnny Mains. Really beautiful covers, all of them. I don't really know much about this. I didn't go to the book group because I didn't really want to be spoiled. But it's a fantastic series and I love all these spotlights. Usually I read more ones like Into the London Fog, Eerie Tales from the Weird City, edited by Elizabeth Darnley. The Dorothy K. Haynes one obviously foregrounds her work, but this is a collection from several authors. A little bit sad that I didn't get to read this while in London, but it'll be good regardless. And then the third one, I'm really excited about this, is The Uncanny Gastronomic, Strange Tales of the Edible Weird, edited by Zara Louise Stubbs. There is a lot. I mean, we talk about the Gothic and its load-bearing taboos, and I really think I haven't quite enjoyed enough Gothic that deals into like this kind of stuff. To be fair, that's on me. Also, this isn't exclusively Gothic, but there tends to be quite a lot. So yeah, really looking forward to these. Another stop that we made was to the absolutely beautiful Guanghua bookshop. And I think actually I will insert a little clip here. I'm really excited about this one because it is Fashion in Ultra Modern China by Feng Jia. I love fashion and fashion history. It is such a really encompassing subject because you can't talk about it without talking about like social mores of the time and gender and feminism and all of that kind of really good meaty stuff. I would say like my one thing about this is it's a very short book, so it doesn't dig in too deep, and also there's only one picture per chapter, which I get it, but I feel like if you're talking about fashion, some more visual cues would be helpful. That said, they do discuss Heaven Gaia, which is a fashion brand that I have been very excited about in the past. Actually, I don't think I've seen anything from them recently, but they do really, really beautiful work. Also, I forgot to mention the book that I'm probably the most excited about from this haul. Guanghua has a fantastic selection of like academic texts on religion and philosophy and culture and history, and this, of course it would have this book, of course. I'm kind of mad that I didn't look for it in any other year. It is The Tao of Craft, Food Talismans and Casting Sigils in the Eastern Esoteric Tradition by Benabel Wen. She has a book out this year in kind of this same subject or area of subject, and that is also on my list. This is going to be a great research book for me because I like Shuanghuan and Xianxia. So it covers a lot of things. Like there are little bits about like the evolution of characters, you know, and like the written system. It goes into like Bagua and the heavenly, was it heavenly, earthly stems and heavenly branches. It's amazing. I will say, as you know, temper it just a little bit. I don't know what her credentials are, and also there was one review that sticks out on my mind that says that she mistranslated some Pali, and obviously I don't know the language, but it is things to keep in mind while I'm going through it. And then we had a little bit of a birthday treat, in which I got 642 tiny things to draw, which I think is going to be really fun. The first prompt is like cupcake sprinkles, and I feel like that's going to set the mood for the whole thing. I'm really looking forward to getting to that. Also, more swindles from the late Ming, sex, scams and sorcery. Translated by Bruce Rusk and Christopher Rea. This was originally written by Jiang Yin Yu, and it is just a compilation of scams that have been run, kind of as like a warning, but I mean, it could be inspiration as well. There was a fantastic selection of books on Word and the Water, which, it's such a fantastic idea, a bookshop in a boat. It was so fun being there. Music aside, which was a little bit loud, I really loved their selection. It was so wide and a little bit weird and just fantastic. This is The New Soul Park Jelly Massacre by Cho Yoon, translated by Yewon Jung. Yeah, it just looks weird. Limbs are falling from the sky in this one, and yeah, it just sounds really interesting. We also got apologies on this one because I did look up how to pronounce this, and it is very early in the morning. I think it's more like people, I mean, like in the news you hear people say Uyghur, but I think it's more like Uyghur. It's a collection of poems from the Every Man's Library Pocket Poets. And I do appreciate that they mention in the little kind of blurb bit the current state of things. There are poems here that were written before the Common Era, there are modern selections, there's a really interesting kind of foreword, and I do also really appreciate that on the page of the poem it tells you who wrote it, when they were born, if applicable, or like if known, and who it was translated by. A lot of times you see translators kind of get the short end of the stick, and I really appreciate that it doesn't do that. And last but certainly not least, we have another one that I had my eye on for quite a while. It's actually not out that long, I don't think. I've just been like very eagerly awaiting it. It is Xenophagia, a celebration of Chinese horror, edited by Shueting Ni, who is someone that I followed on Twitter and now on Blue Sky, and who sometimes posts like fantastic like music recommendations. So if that's also your thing, she's a really interesting person to follow. So I do really appreciate like the increase in interest in Chinese sci-fi in recent years, but I am much more of a horror person, and I have it on very good authority that there is a tomb robbing story here, and as we all know, that's one of my favourite genres of Chinese fiction. It is also something that I want to like write, and another thing that this is going to come in like really handy for in terms of research. It's going to be great. It's going to be great, and I can't wait. These are absolutely fantastic books, one and all, and I'm really excited to get to them. Let me know what you think. Have you read any of them? Do you have like any favourites from Xenophagia? I am about to have my morning matcha green tea pre-sleep. So I'm gonna go now. Thanks for watching. Bye.